Hello, good afternoon. So, how are you all today? How are you feeling? How's it going? What is going on? It is Friday, so whose kids finally finished today for who knows how long? Who's not got work to go to anymore? And how are you feeling about it all? Hi Joe, how are you feeling about it all? What's going on? So I thought to start with, I'll just talk a little bit about why I felt called to come and talk to people, particularly on my personal profile, and why I hope that some of what I have got to say, some of what I know, some of my own experience will help you with your experience. So I have three kids. Three girls, and we've been home educating literally since the start. That means that my kids have always been here. They never went to nursery, they never went to a childminder, they've never been in any sort of childcare setting. If you know my girls, you would never know that from maybe the stigma attached to kids that don't go into childcare. They are the three of the most sociable girls that you ever know. If you watch my live stream from yesterday, you'll hear the one in the background who was coming. She wanted to get in on the action, and she played up for the whole time. They're almost 11, 9 and 5. And my reasons for home educating came from my sister home educated her three children. They're all grown men. Awesome. Oh, nice. You've been out too. Cool. Because I think that's so important. It is so important. One of my biggest fears and my biggest worries for this whole situation is that people will stop going outside altogether. And I've seen lots of posts about what self-isolation is, what people feel, and you have to do what's right for your family, but for the love of God, please go outside. Please go outside, because if you don't go outside, then there's all sorts of there's just so many reasons to get outside. In the wood with the dog's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So you've even got that was something else that I was thinking about when I was talking. I can't remember whether it was while I was on my client session today or whether it was something else, and I was thinking about hi Kerry, I was thinking about this lack of touch. So if you've got family that you can't go and see, can't visit, if you're on your own, I was like, oh, I hope people who are on their own have got someone to touch, someone to hold, because that physical connection to someone, it's kind of nice as well. And everyone seems everyone either looks down and walks really quickly past, or is friendly and smiles and is open to friendliness, even if you are 2 meters apart. So yeah, it's that physical contact is going to be, this is what upsets me about my dad not being able to see any of us, because I'm here, my daddy's in Cumbria, I'm in Yorkshire. He's got a daughter who lives not too far away who does go and see him, but she works in a residential home, so she's kind of isolated. She can't just pop over and see him. They're actually being locked down in the sheltered accommodation. They're not allowed to really be in and out. And it's he's not going to ever know to hug him for weeks, and it kind of breaks me apart, because we lost my mum only 18 months ago, and it's just, I think physical contact is so important. So I just really hope people who are on their own have got something, and furry animals are brilliant for that. Hey Asma. So where was I? I was talking about why I came to home education, why I felt called to come and share stuff with people here, because so many people have been thrown into having their kids around, feeling like they're lost. They never chose this to be I struggled myself there, Joe. I struggled myself there. They've not asked for this. They've not asked and not chosen for this. And as much as you may love your children, if you have lots of other responsibilities going on, plus the added anxiety of the time, it's just so much going on. So I popped on live yesterday, and my like takeaway point from yesterday was just to give this some time. We've got the weekend. It's you know, it was Thursday, it's Friday today. We've got the weekend. Get through the weekend and spend this time right now connecting with your children, because they are going to be being affected by whatever is going on just as much as we are. And sometimes we can forget about that. And you know, even though nothing's changed for us, my kids still are aware that something is going on, and there's still a little bit of acting out. They're like yelling at each other a bit more. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking, maybe it is because they're both picking up on stuff. Chris and I keep talking about it all the time, because we've both got like hundreds of theories going on about exactly what is going on. Oh, hi everyone. So I'm here to kind of reassure people that, you know, there are hundreds of people who choose to home educate, who work from home and do it sufficiently to educate their children, even as far as like college A-level level, before their children then go into an education setting and thrive in that setting. Your kids fare okay at home during the school holidays. They have 6 weeks off at school, and you know, you don't break them. You're not going to break your children because you don't know what you're doing with regards to educating them. And I think we all just need to take a break, take a breath, and work out where we go. And that might mean structure for you. It might mean, especially if you've got school, every school is different. Those of you whose kids are school, because there wasn't very many people on today, what are your schools doing? Because it's all right for me to come here and talk about how we do things, or how even other home educating families do things, but what are your schools doing? What are you expected to do? I've seen a few different people, different schools doing different things. The schools themselves are kind of a bit like thrown. They don't really know what they're doing. So yeah, I'd love to know what various schools are doing, because if you've got the resources being provided by your school, you are kind of, you hopefully have got a little bit of support there from the school into what is expected of you and what you'll be able to do, which is kind of going to be helpful for you. I'm just getting my video up in the background because sometimes comments do and don't come through. So there we go. I've seen most of the comments, I think, but just in case I miss any. So yeah, what are your schools, what are your schools providing? So I also shared a post yesterday with loads and loads and loads of helpful links on. So there's loads of resources out there that you might find that are better than what your school is providing, because your schools are caught up in the whatever the national curriculum is, and you might be able to expand on that, especially if there's a subject that you and your child really enjoy together. You might actually go out there and find something on a link that someone has shared somewhere that's better than what the school have provided you, which will be even more awesome. Cool. Right, yeah, so are they, because I've seen some various things where kids have got to log in every day, like appear like they're in school time, and you know, it's what you might find, Joe, you might find is that, so you said you did English and Maths, was it, today, and then you've been out for a walk. What you will probably find is that you can do whatever schoolwork is expected and then have loads of the day left, especially because you've only got the one, so you can just spend the time, focus on him, get that done. And also the other thing is, our children might learn differently and better at different times, so you're not tied to the school day. So if you're at work and you've got to sort something out for them while you go to work, then you might find that that's okay, and they can just do their own thing. They can play, they can do their own thing, and then you might get home from work at like 5 o'clock and spend a couple of hours doing the schoolwork that they might take all day to do in school, and then you're sorted. So yeah, you're not tied to the school day. You're not tied to doing it Monday to Friday. If you're more available at the weekend, do some schoolwork at the weekend. That's what generally home educated families find works for them, especially if you've got to work yourself, a partner. Then you might find that things work out better working at a completely different time of the day to the school day, because you might have to work and concentrate on working during the school day. It depends as well on what you are doing with regards to work. Cool. Nice one. Yes. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid of the screens either. So like we as home educators, we do what is referred to often as unschooling. So it's a kind of very there's a lot of freedom for the children to what's the word? Oh, the word's gone. Help me out, brain. Self-regulate with what they do and when they do it. With the input from us being, right, this is what we have to do today, places to go. Obviously, not so much of that happening. Each child is different as well. So I've got one who will get up in the morning. She will get my phone, my old phone. She's drawing, animating, so she does some animating on that, and then she will do some language. She'll put some music on. She's got a languages app. She's learning Japanese. It is finding the balance, Claire, absolutely. It's finding the balance, and that's what I think everyone needs to be looking at right now who's found themselves in this situation, which was why I'm like, take a break, take a breath, look at how the whole family dynamics are going to change, especially if you've got two parents who are not going into work as well. I think it depends on really what work is done. Obviously still lots and lots of jobs still being done, healthcare jobs, shop jobs. Not everywhere's shut down yet. We're not quite reached that position, but there is definitely more people being encouraged, if they can work at home, to work at home. And it's possible, basically. My biggest message is it is possible. It's entirely possible. That's what hundreds of home educators do all the time. It is just working out how to do that. And we're so many of us who home educate are here to support now. There's a group set up as well. I might drop that link somewhere. There's been a group set up for people who found themselves home educating, who are totally like, it's not something that you've chosen to do. It probably isn't even something that you want to do, but you've got no choice right now, and to try and help and support you and show you that we these resources have been being built up for many reasons, and the number of home educated children has increased over the recent years, and that means that the resources have increased that are available out there. So many free resources, and then because of the situation, so many added free resources on top of that. I've seen YouTube channels doing PE sessions, and YouTube channels doing I think there was maybe an art one as well. So there's loads of stuff, because the teachers have got to do something as well, and to be able to put that out there and support parents who are now having to entertain their children. So if you can find something like that, so that if you are working at home, you can set them up with that, they'll be okay. They'll be okay to sit in front of a TV or a computer with YouTube on and a couple of things that they can do and watch and learn about, and then come and talk to you about. They manage. and then find the things that they can do, and and then let them play, because they're children and they need to play during this time just as much as they need anything else. Find the balance. You're currently out of work, Joe. Yeah, I'll send you my mobile number. It's not changed ever, but I'll send it. Yeah, I'll drop you. Yeah, I'll send you some links, Joe, and yeah, it's cool to see you. Nice to see you, but I will send you some links. But there's a bit of a post on my page with like 1 million links in that I posted last night as well on my personal profile. Just a couple of posts down from this, I expect. But yeah, it's good to see you, and good luck. You've got this. You can do it. You're sorted. And Sam will love it. He'll love having the time, the extra time. There is so much to help. Absolutely, Claire. There is so many things to help. So many things that are helpful and useful. And I think museums are creating virtual tours. Great opportunity for them, because they're going to have empty premises. I know that I was talking to the people in the library here yesterday, and they said all the local museums have been shut down, so they're going to have empty museums, so that they can take you around and talk to you about the displays. It's a perfect opportunity for them, and then that brings the museums to literally a whole world of people. Oh, thanks, Claire. It literally brings things like museums to a whole world of people who can then visit the museum, so that if you can't ever visit anywhere, you can visit somewhere on the other side of the world. It'd be lovely. It's a lovely idea to think that globally the museums and places around the world could create something so that people can visit without having to travel. That'd certainly reduce CO2 emissions, wouldn't it? Obviously, the experience isn't quite the same, but this is what I think, that given whatever the situation is, whatever it is, do any of us even really know what's going on, really? It all seems like a bit of... It's leaving everybody on the planet a little bit lost and a little bit confused and a little bit not knowing what to do. And so I think whilst we should allow some place for the fears and the anxieties, and allow some place to process them, that's part of what I do with my work, is allow people to feel the negative emotions and process them and move on to feeling something better, because that's where the creativity is, and that's where we've still got people that we love, we still have families that we love, we still have things that we want to do, places that we want to visit. Why not make plans for things that you're going to do later on? We've got a holiday cancelled in April, probably can't see us go. We're supposed to be going to Scotland at the end of April, can't see that happening, but make some definite... I'm saying definite, but these are definite plans. But, at least maybe plan as soon as you can after this has all blown over, as soon as this is a plan, right, so this is where we're going to go. And I might actually we're going to go to Edinburgh, and I might actually see if there's anywhere done any of these virtual tours in Edinburgh to show. It's my middle one, my 9-year-old, who particularly wants to go to Scotland, and I think it might be a good idea for me to look and see if any of the places in Edinburgh have got any virtual tours going on, so that I can show her where we might go and have our little visit now and plan it even more and get the excitement going even more. But yeah, it's whilst it is a challenging time, I think we need to embrace the opportunities that it's giving us and try more to focus on them, and let the powers that be, whoever is in control, do their thing and let it play out, while we look after our families, look after our communities, do what we can to help with whatever is going on. Hi Rebecca. I'm just winding up now, so go back and catch it if you're interested in sort of like talking about the balance of kids and work and the stress and coping with it all. I want to keep these lives quite short, so that, because I'm putting them on YouTube as well, so that people can find a little bit of help to know that you're not alone, help to know that your kids are going to be okay through all of this, whatever it is that your individual circumstances, family and life are bringing. And yes, this is what we have half the day. There is lots of, I think she might be playing one of them apps with the, where they put their fingers on keys on the screen and play the song, so it's loud. She doesn't care. Right, so I'm going to go and catch this from the beginning. If you're watching on the replay, let me know what your individual schools are doing, because that helps me when I come here and talk about how you can do the things that you have to do. Let me know what your individual schools are doing soon. And what your biggest fears are about managing through the next few weeks, and how you think you're going to cope. Cool, awesome. What? When I've finished talking. Just know when I'm going downstairs, because she probably wants food. Just probably noticed me on. Oh, cool. Cool. So you're kind of ahead of the game, aren't you, Becca? You're kind of ahead of the game, and it's I think yesterday I was just talking about just chilling out for the next few days and just getting through that and connecting with the kids, because I think maybe it's easy to forget that they have their own anxieties around this, and they have their own stuff. I think I'm going to do I do emotional clearing as a holistic therapist, and I'm thinking I might actually do a YouTube video for kids, because I've worked with my own kids, something to help you to support your kids through that, and stick it on YouTube. I've got a couple of YouTube videos to come from that, but I'm putting these videos on YouTube as well. I'm making this video public after I've finished. I don't want to talk to the public while I'm talking live, although I do it all the time on my page. But if you've got any questions and you don't want it to be then like on a public thing, just drop me a message and I'll like mention them without mentioning names. Sort of when I do my further live streams, I'm going to pop on every day and just catch up and see how everyone's doing and coping with this crazy new world we found ourselves in. Okay, lovely to see everyone, and I'm going to catch you all another day. Good luck with it all. Have a nice weekend. Do what you can. Get outside. Please get outside, people. Please get outside. Please, get some vitamin D, and I hope the weather's nice for the weekend. Yeah, it is. It's really good. Yeah, we're really, really good. Aside from, potential lockdown, it is. We've got loads of stuff going on. Did have loads of stuff going on. It was really good. It's still really good, because we're used to all being around each other. I think I need to talk about that, don't I? I need to talk about how you get stuck in with your partner for a month without killing them. Yeah, because we've been at this now for I think we've been together in the same house without one of us going out to work for about 10 years now. So yeah, we've worked either at home or we were out of work for about 18 months after children were born, while Chris tried to look for work and didn't, and then we started self-employment. So we've always been here. We work at home. Chris does do gardening, so he does go out some days of the week, but yeah, we've not killed each other yet. It's been close sometimes. But I think maybe then I need to do a couple of live streams on how you cope with having your partner around without killing them, because yeah, it can be a challenge. Cool. Right. Thank you, and I will catch everyone again tomorrow. Bye.